Rabbi Crispe, again, how does prayer work?
So many people today have taken up this occupation known as computer programming. And we're increasingly seeing that so many aspects of our world and nature itself is hackable. We can hack matter, we can hack the human genome, and we get the sense that we can co-define the world that's around us, harness nature in all kinds of ways. In a certain sense, the keys to the kingdom are prayer. And as we recite the words of prayer, we're not just passively taking in and reflecting upon the way things are, but we're also trying to consciously determine the way things should be. Sometimes we see that prayer is called in Jewish mysticism the capacity to seduce God, that it has that kind of erotic intentionality associated with it, and by which God becomes like a receiver, that we're licensed to therefore reprogram even the divine order to some degree as co-creators. We're the age of co-creators, and that's what prayer allows us to do in a participatory, open universe.
Thank you very much. Rabbi Yaffe, please.
To also add that if we look at the classic three pillars of Judaism, Torah study, avoda, service, which is prayer, and gemilat chasadim, acts of kindness, which are really the mitzvot, Torah tells us what is in the mind of God. Mitzvot are the process by which we actually apply godliness to this world. But we can do this mechanically, forcing ourselves to do it each time anew. Prayer, which comes from the Hebrew word tefillah, one of the many meanings of the word is to bond, is where we fuse and bond, and our consciousness is combined and becomes one with God's consciousness, so what we learn becomes us and becomes real, and our mitzvot become natural, and that is the missing link that enables life to stop being a constant battle and instead becomes a natural expression of godliness.
Thank you.
Can I also chime in? Just want to add, the question was, how does prayer work? Which sort of implies, like, when is it successful and how? Which implies that there's a prayer that worked and a prayer that didn't, which I think most of us, remembering back to when we were 5 years old and we prayed for the new doll or the 10-speed bike or whatever, means if you get what you want. There's a much more mature level of prayer, and it's really the fundamental meaning of prayer, which Rabbi Yaffe mentioned, the idea of connection. And that's, sometimes you don't have to say please. Some prayers can just be thank you. And even beyond that, a prayer can just be reporting to God about reality and talking with God about what you're seeing, so that your experience of it should be connected to that relationship. It's just recontextualizing your experience of life in the relationship that you have with Hashem. And to me, that's the most important. Prayer works when I finish praying and I go out into my day and I see my day differently because of it. That's when it works.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for watching. Click subscribe and hit the notification bell below for daily pearls of Jewish wisdom.